Okay, welcome to Quiet Life Homestead. I'm Gina, and I'm just going to show you what I harvested just a few minutes ago. This is off the deck. These guys were growing in a 6-pack of peppers that are still in their 6-packs. Those little tiny, what are they, like 2x2 squares. So I just pulled those off. I still need to plant those. I got one really beautiful strawberry. You know, the strawberries are producing, but not really. I'm getting like 2 or 3. I picked a bunch of herbs. These are, it's got holy basil and Thai basil and catnip and spearmint. So I'm just going to make a cup of tea real quick. And then I have the perpetual spinach. This is the Chinese spinach from Baker Creek. I got a beet leaf and also some, I think this is the giant noble spinach. So I've got a little bit of mixed greens in there. And honestly, I don't care. I'm just going to keep harvesting them, and then I'm just going to keep chopping them and putting them in a little bag in the freezer. This will probably be lunch. But as I harvest greens, I think look at my hair. I think cabbages are probably not going to head up, so it's too hot right now. I don't really know. I'm really great at putting plants in. I'm not that great about harvesting and knowing when to harvest. So I'm just going to grab the cabbage leaves as they come and just chop them up and use them as mixed greens. I love having all the greens, and I love having them in the freezer because then they can be smoothies or they can be dinner or whatever. So that's going along pretty well. And the pantry is doing great. I also well, I'll just take you on a tour, just a little tour of the deck garden. So, and it's really been hot. There's been no rain in June, basically, which is kind of crazy because we were getting super wet, a super wet early spring. Anyway, all right, so lots of this stuff is still needing to come in the ground. I just ordered more soil. It just came in, so we're doing some Fox Farm, some more of their, the blue bag. I don't really know what it's called. It's something to do with sea and the kelp and the whatever. Anyway, so all of these things still need to go out in bags. I have tomatoes, tomatillos, I have a sunflower, I have some squashes. All these things need their own 10-gallon bag, and they're going to be placed in various places where we have irrigation. So here's the tour, looking a little worse for the wear here. Stuff is getting burned. This is the watermelon. I actually have a pool ready for those watermelon. I haven't gotten to it yet. The tricky thing about summer, you know, obviously you want to put stuff in the ground, but when it's like over 100 degrees, unless you're doing it in the evening or early in the morning, which is what I'm going to have to do, but this week I have something to do with my son. You can't get them in the middle of the day, and it doesn't seem right to do that to them either. So I'm trying to limp them along here on the deck. Back to the tour. So we've got, this is a sunflower I'm really excited about. Look at that tiny little tomato. It's coming. Tomatillo. We've got tomatoes and some random squash. This squash guy is not doing too great. I mean, the vine looks basically healthy, but I think I've seen a couple blossoms and they've fallen off. So I'm not sure what's happening there. I did plant some beans around, so those actually might be peas. So those are coming up. But this is where I just harvested all of my little tiny peppers. Look at that. This guy's got a pepper. Every single one of them had a pepper on them. So I just took those off, and you can see these guys are starting to. These are the sweet cherry peppers, and these are, what is this? I think these are the jalapenos. What are you? Something sweet. Sweet bananas. All right, so those suckers are sweet. I love banana peppers. But anyway, those have got to get in the ground. I've got 2 more tomatoes, and I've got a neighbor who will take all my extras. I didn't know how many tomatoes I was going to need to plant this year to have a decent tomato harvest. This one I'm excited about because it's purple and yellow, a purple and yellow tomato, and I actually have another one down there that's doing amazing. So that's the honeycomb cherry tomato. We've got some more squash. I got another tomato. Got lots of tomatoes. I've got a bunch of jalapeno peppers and nada-pino peppers. They are stunted and staying right where they are because they have no room to grow. The herbs are doing pretty good. All the yarrow is coming in. This is all yarrow, sage. So yeah, that's doing okay. I just harvested a bunch of that. I got some catnip from there. That's another part of my tea blend. This is an olive tree. And she's struggling to come back from last year. She was looking pretty good. I think I'm going to have to up-pot that. It's looking pretty rough. Hyssop, which is another tea. That looks like a Gumfrina. It looks like whatever I planted here is coming up. I have no idea what was in there. So those are doing okay. Moringa has totally died. This was looking great. I don't know if something got to it or what, but it is not happy in its new pot. Cool tomato, another variety that I bought at a grocery store. It's probably doubled in size, so that needs to get a bag today. You can see these from Costco, these like 4 for $12 or whatever tomato. They are definitely producing, but I've had a green tomato on them for a couple of weeks now, and it's not ripening at all. I don't know if I need to wait. I don't know what's happening with that. This is the Jubilee. They've got a little tiny one, but the plant's looking pretty healthy. I think those are marigolds down there. Oh, let's see. We've got some random plants in here. This is the holy basil. This is where I got some of my tea fixins from today. You can hear my rooster crowing. Got some strawberries. And like I said, I'm actually harvesting some of the strawberry leaves also. Oh, got a new one right there. For teas and stuff. Just because I don't feel like the harvest. You know, here's the thing. You have to think about, or you don't have to think about it, but I do think about it. I spent like $25 on strawberries. So for me to be getting like 1 or 2 every couple of weeks is very, very inefficient. We're going to have to revamp our strawberry situation. I'm probably, once I get my in-ground beds, I think things will be better. But for now, I think container growing strawberries, I'm not sure it's worth it. So this soil was very suspicious. This is soil that did not produce anything last year. So I threw it in here, and I knew these strawberries were, a long shot. But I do have some strawberries coming. Got one guy in the bag. My favorite is when they go ahead and just rot before they're actually big enough, which is weird. If somebody has an idea of how to grow strawberries, just let me know in the comments below. We've got some more tomatoes here. Again, I think this tomato's been here for weeks and it hasn't turned or gotten big. I don't know if they're stunted. I think I put them out maybe a little early, but not terribly early. I got marigolds in there. This is tomatillo. Same thing. This one's been here for a while. There's other ones kind of threatening to come on here. Like I've got a little couple over here, a couple over there. I'm just, I wasn't sure this deck got enough sun, but now I'm wondering if it's just too much sun. I don't know. What do we have here? I've got a daddy long legs on my pepper plants. Again, peppers getting tall, seeming healthy, doing nothing. There's no, well, okay, I take that back. There's a little tiny pepper. Oh, look at this. This one's hiding in there. Awesome. Let that grow a little bit. I think those are jalapenos. I've got some cabbages. Got another random pepper in this one. Let's see, what do I got? Oh, this is the ancho poblano. So I'm excited to see that's my first time growing those. The calendula, it doesn't like these pots, and I don't blame them. The pots are very small. They're tilted. So I'm trying to deadhead them, but can't keep up with that. And then again, this tomato's been here weeks, not turning red, not getting bigger, but I do have another couple potentially coming. So I use Thai basil. I like the way it looks. I don't really eat it that much, but I love it for pollinators, and I did just take a little bit. Chamomile's not really doing anything. I really don't have much success with chamomile. And then I've got some random. See, I love these. These like came with my and they just wash right off. I don't know. That was really annoying. So I have a bunch of things now that have been washed off. What I normally do is use the old school label maker. That thing is invincible. When you put those on a plant marker, it sticks around forever. So this was a new type that I don't really like very much, and I'm not going to be getting those again. Okay, so we finally, after weeks, have maybe one nasturtium blossom coming. I'm disappointed about that. I just planted those beans. Those are, sugar snap peas, not too long ago. Not sure how they're going to do in the heat. Don't really know. I was just kind of experimenting this year, really, because I don't really have any in-ground beds to plant in. I mean, I've got the swimming pools, but they don't seem deep enough to me. I've got dragon tongue beans. So I had a bunch of dry beans and I just planted them. And hey, I didn't soak them, so I'm a rebel that way. Got some kales doing all right. I've got, here's the spinach options. I've got a perpetual spinach. This is really a chard, but it's just eats like a spinach, and it's better in the heat. That's the Japanese flowering kale, not doing super great. Something's been eating that. All right, so then over here I've got a couple of carrots pockets. And you know, you're gonna harvest like 3 carrots out of the pocket. So honestly, the space wise, it's not worth it to me to grow it in the green stock next year. Not sure, what is this? This is Pink Beauty Amaranth. So that'll be interesting. Pink Beauty. Yeah, I think that's, oh, it's the same thing that's here. This was planted at a different time. So that's kind of a little bit ahead of what that is. Purple kale, which I just think is lovely. I have no idea. Is this a dahlia, everybody? This was one of the no names, and it seems to be really loving the green stalk. So this was one of the things I couldn't identify and just stuck it in there. But I had planted dahlias and hadn't seen any. This is the Chinese multicolored spinach. It's actually an amaranth, but again, sold as a, spinach kind of substitute for the heat. Got some, I think this is all cabbage at this point. Let's see what we get. Oh, collard greens. No, these are collards, and you can see we've harvested a bunch of the collards. They're in a bag in the freezer. I think this is hyssop. Yeah, so my idea to label everything did not go very smoothly because they've washed off. This is the perpetual spinach, also called a chard. So that's kind of where we are in the blazing heat. I've got to get some stuff in pots. I've got some irrigation down. I'll show you. Oh, and then this little mixture of peppers and tomatoes. I've got a sprinkler head here. I need to get a hose for it and put it on a timer, but I believe that will take care of what I'm putting down here. And so that will be hooked up and put on a timer today. Just lots of things going on. This bush needs to be trimmed a little bit so that some sunlight will get there. But I'm okay with the progress, but again, as a gardener, it's like you've invested all this money. You invest it in soil, you invest it in fertilizers, the incredible amount of money it takes to actually begin a garden. The yields don't seem worth it. At least to me, I haven't seen a return on investment, as ROI, return on investment. So, your peppers are like $15 versus, you're growing things so that you don't have to buy them at the store, but at the same time, it's like you have to make the money make sense. So for me, starting seeds in the future will be a way to do that. I'll show you a little bit more because I've got some echinacea coming up that I didn't plant, which is nice. Again, I'm not sure when I harvest that. Do I wait until, they're kind of crusty? I don't know. Let me see. So this is the echinacea bed around the pool. And I saw this last year when we came and toured the house. But we've really done nothing. It's just come back. So I need to look up how we deal with that. And I've got some more getting ready to bloom. Just got hit with the pool vacuum. Got some flowering little shrubbery over there. I think if I prune that back in the fall, we'll have it'll be better. I don't know. Everything she had, the person who lived here first had it, was so beautiful last summer, and I feel like I've sort of dropped the ball. But we've had a lot of stuff going on, and we're renovating inside and dealing with all that. And so the outside has been, slow progress. But there's the pools. Some of them have stuff in them, and I haven't even honestly been down here because you hardly ever can really see it. So out of sight, out of mind. This is where the watermelon's going to go, and I'm going to let it trellis down that. But I've got 2 empty, and I've got the soil to put them in. I just haven't had the inclination because nothing in here I don't think is growing that great. Cucumbers not doing anything. Zinnias are going great because zinnias will grow everywhere, including the crack of your sidewalk. So, no, I'm not impressed with the pool thing. Nothing has grown in that bed at all. It's all the same size as when I put it in. All those berry bushes are also tiny. The herb bed is, oregano is still exploding. So, and then that's the garden project over there in case you haven't seen it. But basically what we're doing is having all this graded and leveled out because it's a pretty significant slope. I do have irrigation here, so this is on a timer and this gets watered. This is mostly empty, but I do have a couple of little things that I planted in the corner. This is the oregano just exploding. Looks like it's starting to bolt a little bit, so I'm going to come out here and harvest all that and get that in the freeze dryer, and then see if it comes back next year. But we've just got random big weeds popping up places. I think it's milkweed. And then this is going to be a prime candidate for some of the bags. I'm going to move that planter and lay some of those fabric bags full of squash and tomatoes and tomatillos and all the things. So I'm going to lay that over here because there's another irrigation head over here. A little bit more echinacea, coneflower, and then we didn't see these last year. These are lilies. They're looking okay. Don't get a lot of water, I don't think. My roses are looking rough. Just the heat of the summer is just, it's summer. So, anyway. Hi, Peachy. Where are you at? I hear you. Oh, I hear Peaches. Hi, Peaches. Where are you? Hi. Oh, hi, pretty girl. There she is. All right, it's time for snuggles. We'll see you on the next one.